So today the new topic that is called Unit 4. Unit 4, low temperature physics. Low temperature physics. Low temperature physics. Okay. So right now we're discussing about the low temperature physics, and see the topics which are under cover this lesson is low temperature physics. So the first concept is Joule-Kelvin effect. Joule-Kelvin effect. Joule-Kelvin effect. This is a porous plug experiment. Porous plug experiment. Okay, so this is another topic, porous plug experiment. In previous class also, and come to unit 3, thermodynamic potentials are, and in thermodynamic potentials also there is one Joule-Kelvin effect. So that is in that Joule-Kelvin effect we are finding out the changing temperature with respect to changing temperature with respect to pressure at constant enthalpy. But here I am not find out the changing entropy. Okay, so changing temperature with constant pressure, changing temperature with respect to pressure with constant enthalpy. But here I am finding only I am studying about the porous plug experiment, that is internal energy derivations. Okay, so this topic is different and that topic is different. So please remember that. It's very important. But same, the topic is look like same because Joule-Kelvin effect, whatever the Joule-Kelvin effect, the assumptions we are considered, the same assumptions will be considered in this topic also. Okay, so this is the first topic of unit 4, and the second topic is okay. The second topic is distinguish between distinguish between Joule expansion, comma adiabatic expansion. Joule expansion, comma adiabatic expansion. And the third topic is expression for Joule Thomson pooling. Joule-Thomson pooling. The fourth topic is Kapitja's helium air liquefier. Okay, Kapitja's helium air liquefier. And next topic is adiabatic demagnetization. Adiabatic demagnetization. And the next topic is, after that, next topic, effects of chlorofluorocarbons, effects of chlorofluorocarbons on ozone layer, effects of fluorocarbons on ozone layer, and the properties of substances at low temperature. The last one is properties of substances at low temperature. Properties of substances at low temperature. And the last topic is refrigeration process. Okay, so these are the topics in low temperature physics. So low temperature means almost all it comes to zero temperature, low temperature. Okay, in low temperature, the first concept starts for Joule Kelvin effect, that is called porous plug experiment. And the second topic is distinguish between Joule expansion and adiabatic expansion. In this topic, we are studying what is the Joule expansion and what is the adiabatic expansion. And the third topic is expression for Joule-Thomson cooling. And this is the how much cooling will be produced. We can find out the cooling, that expression. Okay, so from this start, and this is very important for essay question. It may be this is essay question. And Cappige's hair liquefier, it is also very important. This is comes for short question every time. And demagnetization, the most important. This is guarantee essay question in this lesson. This is also essay question, and this is also sometimes asking short answer. Okay, and this is also comes from short only. Okay, and see, these are the very important. This is also essay question only. Okay, so in this lesson we have 3 essays and 3 shorts maximum. So out of the 3 essays, 2 essays will be coming to main exam, and out of these 3 shorts, maybe 1 short will be in public examination. 2 essays. Weightage of this lesson is 2 essays and 1 short. Okay, so right now the first concept we will explain what is Joule Kelvin effect. Okay, by using porous plug experiment. It is called as porous plug experiment. Okay, at this experiment, basics are the same. In previous unit, we are studying what is Joule Kelvin effect. The same concept we are using, but here I am not deriving the changing temperature. I am deriving the what is the remaining constant quantity in Joule-Thomson effect? Enthalpy, because enthalpy will be remains constant. So I want to find out that enthalpy concept here. Okay, right. So the first topic, please note everybody. I'll move to next page. First topic I'll explain what is porous plug experiment. Joule Kelvin porous plug experiment. So please note, and everybody, because what I'm writing in the board. What I am writing on the board, that is very important for public exams. Okay, so if you clearly note all the topics, then you need not worry about the notes also, because what I'm writing in the board, it is almost all like a notes. Okay, so please note everybody. Okay, shall we move the next first topic, Joule Kelvin effect? So I'll okay. So the first topic is Joule Kelvin effect. So first topic is Joule Kelvin effect. So Joule Kelvin effect In bracket you will write porous plug, POROUS, porous plug experiment. Okay, right now. So in previous class, in previous unit, we will learn what is Joule Kelvin effect. Okay, so when a gas under a constant high pressure is passed through a porous plug to a region of constant lower pressure, then the gas suffers change in its temperature. Okay, so the change was actually demonstrated by Joule Kelvin, but actually demonstrated by Joule Kelvin. So and hence it is known as Joule Kelvin effect or Joule Thomson effect. Okay, so actually what will be happen? See, if I am consider not like that. So actually this is a one pipe. For suppose one pipe, I keep the pipe nozzle is very small at middle point. So this is a point portion A and this is a portion B, and again I'll take another portion. So I'll explain a small example B. Okay, so for suppose this is B, this is actually B, actually this is a C. So first of all I consider gas here. Okay, so this is a gas. Right now this gas is maintained at high constant pressure. So high constant pressure. So this is a high constant pressure. And now this is maintained at low constant. So I'll use the arrow mark. This is the low constant pressure. This is also constant. Constant means kept constant. Higher, if you consider high pressure, that will always constant means it continues high pressure only. It is not continuous process, constant process. Okay, so this is a constant low pressure. So when a gas is moves from A to C, for suppose a gas is moving A to C, but B is a portion of this portion is consists of porous plug. Okay, so this is the porous plug. So this is called porous plug. So what is the use of this porous plug means? Generally this porous plug is manufactured by wool or cotton. Wool or cotton. Okay, wool or cotton. So for that purpose, if the gas is passing from A to C by using capital B, because B portion use charge, A నుంచి C వెళ్ళాలంటే, then this gas has automatically changes temperature. Why? Because the pressures are not constant. Okay, if it first it maintains at high pressure. So when a gas is passed from high pressure, high constant pressure to low constant pressure through this porous plug, then definitely their temperature and will be changed. So that why in previous unit we find out what is the changing temperature. So right now I'm telling some temperature should be changed. Okay, so according to Joule Kelvin effect, I once again write the derivation here. It's not necessary, that's why I remove that. So what is the derivation? When a gas, so what is the definition? When a gas under constant high pressure is passed through when a gas under constant high pressure is passed through porous plug to a region of lower constant pressure, comma, the gas suffers a change. A gas suffers a change in temperature. Understand? So this is a very important definition. So when a gas under constant high pressure is passed through porous plug to a region of lower constant pressure, then the gas suffers a change in its temperature. Such a change was actually demonstrated by John Kelvin. So such change was first demonstrated by John Kelvin. Hence it is called as John Kelvin effect. Understand? So this is the theory. Actually, what is the Joule Kelvin effect means? When a gas under a constant high pressure is passed through a porous plug to a region of lower constant pressure, the gas suffers a change in its temperature. Such change was first demonstrated by Joule Kelvin, hence it is called as Joule Kelvin effect. So why I am briefly not explaining this topic means this topic is already explained in Unit 3. In Unit 3, lost Joule Kelvin effect, because in the Joule Kelvin effect I explained what is Joule Kelvin effect, after then how the change in temperature will be determined. So these two topics I clearly explained. So right now I want to derive the enthalpy remains constant in Joule Kelvin effect. So I want to derive enthalpy right now. I'm not deriving the changing in temperature. I want to derive enthalpy, because how the enthalpy will be changing, I want to derive that from this concept. Okay, so now I want to move importance of this Joule Kelvin effect. Important points. I'll move to important points. So please note everybody, I'll move to next page. So right now, next I'll move to next page. Importance. Generally, some of the important results he was considered to prove this porous plug experiment. Now I want to first of all write the results, what the results they are considered to prove this theory. Okay, so that results I will write first. Results. Okay, so that results they are considered for full points of these results. I want to write that results, because these results I already explained in Unit 3, because in that Joule Kelvin effect, once again I recall the points. So see, the first assumption he was considered, all the gases suffers a change in temperature. All the gases suffers a change in temperature. See, after passing through the porous plug. After passing through the porous plug. Okay, so this is one result. It was consider one result is all the gases suffers a change in temperature, because whatever the gas you are consider, if the gas is passing from high pressure to low pressure, then definitely it suffers temperature. Temperature suffers. So finally, heat was considered any gas in this universe. We will consider any gas, whatever the gas is. It's not mandatory for the gas, but except helium and hydrogen. Okay. So these two gases are never become cool gases, because if you are maintaining cooling purpose, then extremely it will changes to the temperature. Okay, so that way it is always shows the heating effect only, but it is never comes to cooling effect. Except helium and hydrogen, remaining all gases from higher pressure to lower pressure. If the gas is traveling from higher pressure to lower pressure through any porous plate, through any adiabatic walls like porous plates, like anything, then the gas must be cooling. That the gas must be cooling means its temperature changes. The first result. Now the second result. Now the second result, it was considered at ordinary temperature. At ordinary temperature, comma, all the gases except hydrogen and helium hydrogen and helium shows at ordinary temperature, all the gases except hydrogen, helium shows cooling effect. I already told, except hydrogen, helium, remaining all gases suffers change in temperature. That is almost shows cooling effect. Okay, at ordinary temperature also. If you are not considered temperature, if you are do this experiment in ordinary temperatures, that is the room temperature. In the room temperature, all the gases, but except hydrogen and helium, these two gases also become a cooling, but it is not sufficient room temperature. Above room temperature or below room temperature, the hydrogen and helium will be shows cooling effect. Otherwise, at ordinary temperature, the hydrogen and helium does not show cooling effect. That's why I'm telling except hydrogen helium shows, remaining all gases are almost shows cooling effect. Okay, understand? And third point, the change in temperature is directly proportional. The change in temperature is directly proportional to the difference in pressures on the two sides of pressures on the two sides of porous plug. So I already tell you, this point is also tells in previous class only, the changing temperature is directly proportional, because I already told, see, when a gas at high constant pressure to low constant pressure travel aithe, then their temperature change. Okay, that means this changing temperature, whatever the changing temperature, this temperature is directly proportional to difference of these pressures. Actually, so difference of these pressures. So therefore, temperature is directly proportional to difference of pressures. So that is the one point. They finally concluded that the change in temperature is directly proportional to difference in pressures on the two sides of the porous plate. Okay, so this is the theory. porous plate. Two sides of the porous plate. Okay, understand? Next important point, fourth point, the last final point, the falling temperature. Fourth point, the falling temperature, sorry, the falling the falling temperature, the falling temperature for atmospheric atmospheric difference of the gases, difference of the gases is raised, the falling temperature for atmospheric difference of the gases is raised. It becomes zero at particular, so it becomes zero at particular at particular particular temperature, at particular temperature. Okay, understand what I'm writing? The falling temperature for atmospheric difference of the gases is raised. It becomes zero at particular temperature. Okay, which is different for different gases actually. Okay, it is different for different gases. I am not writing here. So at particular temperature, it will shows zero temperature. Okay, so that temperature is called, okay, that temperature is called inversion temperature. Okay, see, a falling temperature for atmospheric difference. If you see in atmosphere, the temperature is suddenly falls, but temperature never comes to zero. Okay, but sometimes atmospheric difference, the gases will be rise, it becomes a zero. Okay, now this temperature falls suddenly, but this temperature never becomes zero, but suddenly, but one particular temperature, one particular atmospheric pressure difference, for particular atmospheric pressure difference, this temperature shows becomes like a absolute temperature. This temperature shows becomes like a absolute temperature. That temperature is called inversion temperature. Particular temperature. So that temperature is called inversion temperature. Inversion temperature or critical temperature So the critical temperature means it is an absolute zero temperature, generally, absolute temperature. Generally, if a gas is suddenly rises their temperature or suddenly falls the temperature, depends upon the pressures. Okay. Now the pressure is due to that atmospheric difference pressures, the temperature of the gas is little bit fall, but it never comes to zero. But at particular atmospheric pressure difference, the temperature shows absolute temperature. That temperature is called inversion temperature. Understand? So please note everybody, and we will move the concept, right? The porous plate concept. Please note everybody. I'll move to next page. So please note everybody. I'll move to next page. So come to next page. Right. So I'll draw the porous plug experiment. Actually, I draw the porous plug diagram. So for the purpose, I'll consider a cylinder with movable pistons on both sides. This is the movable cylinder. Generally, this is actually porous plug chamber, and it is movable cylinders. Sorry, movable pistons. See, these are pistons. Okay, this is a piston A, and this is the piston B. Okay, now this is the porous plug. I'll use the another color for porous plug. So this is called porous plug. Okay, this is the porous plug. So generally this porous plug is manufactured by wool or cotton or thermocol, like whatever it may. Okay, now this is piston A and this is piston B. These are movable frictionless pistons. So here A, B are movable frictionless pistons. Okay, pistons. Now I'll consider gas at the first chamber. This chamber pressure is P1. Pressure is P1 and volume is V1. Pressure is P1 and volume is V1. And this chamber pressure is P2, volume is V2. Okay, understand? So the first chamber maintains at high constant pressure. The first chamber, this is the chamber 1 and this is the chamber 2. Okay, so the first chamber maintains, chamber 1 maintains high fluctuations, maintains high constant pressure, high constant pressure, and chamber 2 maintains low constant pressure. Understand? So for suppose if you consider an ideal gas in this first chamber. If you consider ideal gas, this is the ideal gas which are considered in the first chamber. If you move this piston towards to the porous plug side, towards, and if you move this piston in this direction, then what will be happen? If the gas is compressed inside the chamber 1 and this gas is escaped through porous plug and entering into the chamber 2, then what will be happen? the volume will be expanded in chamber 2. The volume will be expanded in chamber 2. Then the piston is moving this direction. So piston is moving this direction because volume will be expanded. The piston is almost moving in. Otherwise, the piston is pulling this side, arrow mark side. Okay, so that means these are two movable frictionless. That's why if the gas volume will be expanded, automatically the piston will be pulled to arrow direction. Okay, so if you move this gas in this direction, now the gas is escaped through this porous plug. So therefore, whenever the gas is escaping from first chamber to second chamber through a porous plug, then definitely it changes some temperature. It suffers some temperature. Okay, so I want to once again I'll write here. So this chamber maintains a temperature T1. I'll mention the temperatures, red color. This chamber maintains temperature T1 and this chamber maintains temperature T2. Because see, let here P1, V1, T1 be the pressure, volume, temperature of first chamber. Understand? And similarly, P2, V2, T2 is the pressure, volume, temperature of second chamber. Okay, ఇక్కడ more colors రావా? Pressure, volume, temperature of the second chamber. Okay, similarly. So see here for suppose here the gas, ideal gas in the chamber 1 maintains at internal energy U1. Okay, for suppose the internal energy of this gas is U1 and the internal energy of the chamber is U2. Okay, here U1, U2 be the initial energy as well as of unit mass of the gas before and after passing through porous plug. So this is the initial energy of this gas. Before passing through porous plug, it maintains U1. After passing through porous plug, it maintains internal energy U2. So here U1 and U2 are internal energies. Okay, internal energy of the unit mass of gas, unit mass of the gas before and after passing through porous plug. Porous plug. So you can understand, and each and every topic, each and everything I'll explain here. So I'll consider once again porous plug experiment. In this porous plug, we have two frictionless pistons, that is called piston A, piston B, and this porous plug consists of two chambers, first chamber and second chamber. These two chambers are separated by the porous plug. So this porous plug is manufactured by Boule Air Cotton. It behaves like adiabatic valve. Okay, adiabatical valve. But what will be happen if I move this piston A? No. Actually, P1, V1 is the volume of the first chamber and P2, V2 is the volume of the second chamber. Okay, and the first chamber is maintained at high constant pressure and second chamber is maintained at low constant pressure. So whenever we move this piston A towards to porous plug, then the gas inside the porous plug, whatever the gas you will consider, that gas having always maintained at internal energy U1. Okay, before the crossing the porous plug. Now this gas is, now I fill up the gas into first chamber. Now I will move the piston towards to porous plug. Then the gas will be compressed. So obviously the gas will escape from this porous plug and entering into the chamber, second chamber. But now the second chamber almost maintain at low constant pressure. So that's why in second chamber the volume will be increased. Their internal energy will be changed. Obviously it pulls the piston B in outward direction. Okay, so that is the reason. Whenever a gas is passed from higher constant pressure to lower constant pressure, definitely their temperature will be changed. Okay, so if the temperature will be changed means it is completely an adiabatic process. So whenever the temperature changes, then definitely enthalpy is a constant property. Entropy or enthalpy of the system remains constant. Okay, so now I want to find out how much work is done to move this piston gate. Okay, and how much work is done to pull this piston B. I want to find out the work done. So please note everybody. I'll move to next page. So please students, please make it fast. I'll move to next topic because it is lengthy question. Okay, so I think if the work done is completed, then tomorrow class we will discuss about some special cases of this topic. Okay, so I'll move to next page. So I want to find out the external work done on the gas by piston A. So I want to find out the external work done to move this piston, capital A. So first of all, I'll write, therefore, for simplicity, I'll bypass this screen. Okay. Therefore, external work done on the gas by the piston capital A. So first of all, I want to find out the external work done on the gas, because gas మీద వర్క్ జరుగుతుంది. ఇక్కడ తెలుగులో చేస్తామంటే ఈ పిస్టన్ మూవ్ చేయడం వల్ల గ్యాస్ మీద పని జరుగుతుంది. దేనివల్ల? ఈ పిస్టన్ వల్ల. కాబట్టి now in this case we are using the external work done on the gas by the piston A. Okay, so the external work done on the gas by the piston A is given by piston A is given by W1. That work is nothing but W1. So the here work is W1 will be, if you move this piston, this much of external work is done, W1 times of work done. Okay, so the W1 is equal to, but what is the W1? That is nothing but pressure and changing volume. Pressure and changing volume. So therefore, W1 is equal to P1 V1. So the pressure of the gas is P1 and volume of the gas is V1. So similarly, now if you move this piston A, then definitely this gas is escaped through this porous plug and it will pull, not push, it will push the piston B. Okay, it will push the piston B means in this process also some work is done. Okay, so now the gas is working on the piston. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, గ్యాస్ దాన్ని పుష్ చేస్తుంది. పుష్ చేయడం వల్ల ఈ గ్యాస్ అనేది పిస్టన్ మీద పనిచేసింది. సో ఐ వాంట్ టు ఫైండ్ అవుట్ ద గ్యాస్ రైట్ నౌ, వర్క్ డన్ ఆన్ ద గ్యాస్, work done by the gas. So now work done by the gas on the piston capital B. Okay, on the piston B I want to find out. So therefore work done by the gas on the piston capital B is W2 is equal to P2. Okay, so everybody understand how I find out? If the piston is moving, first piston is moving, then this piston will do some work against the gas. That's why here we are using the term external work done on the gas by the piston. Now if this gas is escape from the porous, escape the second chamber through a porous plug, then the volume will be changed. So this volume will be this volume will be pushed the piston B. So therefore now the gas will be doing some work to to push the piston B. So that's why now work done by the gas here using, here work done on the gas I'm using. Okay, so therefore this is W1 is equal to P1 V1, this is W2 is equal to P2 V2. Now what is the net work done? Net work done, net work done by the gas, net work done by the gas is W is equal to W2 minus W1. W2 minus W1. So W2 minus W1. So therefore the work done W is equal to, now total net work done is nothing but, so what is W2? W2 is nothing but P2 V2 minus what is W1? P1 V1. So this is your net work done. When the piston is moving A, this much of work is done after gas performing initial and final work done. This is the external. Okay. See, we assume that the system is an isothermally insulated. Assume this system is isothermally insulated. Okay. So assume that this system is isothermally insulated. So if this system is in isothermally insulated, okay, then definitely this work must be almost all equal to expressions of their internal energy. Okay, so as the system is thermally equilibrium, thermally system is not thermally actually. If this system is, as the system isothermally insulated, okay, this work is must equal to internal energy of the gas. Internal energy of the gas. So this work done is nothing but internal energy of the gas. This how much work is done after performing the experiment, and the entire work done is equal to the internal kinetic energy. Okay, now that internal kinetic energy is nothing but U2 before and after. So that is also net internal energy is nothing but U2 minus U1 only. So therefore the total work done W is equal to P2 V2 minus P1 V1 this is equal to internal energy U1 minus U2. Okay, because the internal energy U1 is nothing but before energy. After performing the porous plug experiment, this is the internal energy. So therefore, the net internal energy is U1 minus U2. So finally, we will get P2 V2 minus P1 V1 is equal to U1 minus U2. So you rearrange this equation, you will get this U2 will come to here. This P1 V1 will move to this here. Therefore, P2 V2 minus plus U2 is equal to P1 V1 plus U1. So finally, this is equal to constant, because now another term is P3 V3 plus U3 and another term is P3 V3 V4. Similarly, it will be like so. Therefore, PV plus U is equal to constant. See, what is this term? From this equation, I will get PV plus U is equal to constant. Okay. So what is this term? This term is nothing but enthalpy. Okay. So this enthalpy remains constant. So today class is over. Tomorrow I will continue. Okay. So please, thank you.
Actually